Hi there, this is Harvanya. It is July 24th at 10:48, and so I just wanted to take a moment to do reflections of my 56th birthday. One of the things that my mom used to do all the time when we would celebrate birthdays is she would say, "What's your reflection on your 56th birthday?" And so we would talk about, what we got out of the year and what reflections we had on where we are in life. So these are my reflections. So I was over at my sister's house and she says, "So what are your reflections for the year?" And I said, "You know how the kids say 6, 7?" Said, "Well, since I'm 56, this is my 7, 8 year." So we know 7 means perfection and completion, and 8 means new beginning. So I'm just expecting great things from God this year. So another thing that I told her is, with all of the stuff that I have going on in my life right now, this I am in a state of mind of it is well. It is well with my soul, and I just feel gratitude for being here 56 years, gratitude for being at the place where I am in my life, gratitude that I'm almost done with my master's. Whoop, whoop, will be done in August, and waiting to hear back from medical school. And I will talk more about that in a minute. So, today, we had our Friday night Shabbat service, and Elder Mallory was bringing the word, and she was right in my Kool-Aid. She even knew the flavor and how much sugar to put in it. So I'm just going to get started with the two scriptures that jumped out at me. The first one was Philippians 4:11 through 13. So that says, "Not that I speak from want, for I have learned to be content in whatever circumstances I am. I know how to get along with humble means. I also know how to live in prosperity. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of being filled and going hungry, both of having abundance and suffering need. I can do all things through Him who strengthens me." Whoop, whoop. And then the second thing she did was Psalms 103, which is one of my favorite songs. Actually, if there's anything that I did this year, I fell in love with the book of Psalms. And I'm just have a routine of just reading through the Psalms. And when I finish going through all 150, I start back again. So I am just so in love with the Psalms. So when she said Psalm 103, I was like, oh, yeah, that's one of my favorites. So Psalms 103 is a Psalm of David, and she did 1 through 5. And that's what I'll read. It says, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget none of his benefits, who pardons all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from the pit, who crowns you with loving kindness and compassion, who satisfies your years with good things so that your youth is renewed like the eagle." So, yes, this is my Psalm 103, 1 through 5 year. And I'm claiming that my youth is renewed, and that I tell people, when they start talking old, I don't talk old, I don't talk broke. And when I'm tempted to talk old, I tell myself I'm forever young. And so that's what I'm going to add. I'm forever young because my strength is being renewed like the eagles. So the last thing that I'm going to read in my reflections for um, this year is my response to my status of application for medical school. So I applied to many different medical schools this year, and I completed 8 secondary applications. And so there's one medical school that I had not heard back from. They started orientation on this past Monday, July 20th. They'll have their white coat ceremony on Sunday, the 26th, and they actually start classes on July 27th. And so I've been sending them email after email asking for an updated status of my application for this year. And so this is their response to me. And this is a response that I received last Friday, July 17th. It says, Dear Harvania, thank you for reaching out. Your application remains under active review, and there is currently no additional information or action needed from you at this time. Our admissions review process is ongoing, and we appreciate your patience as we continue through the cycle. Please continue to monitor your applicant portal and email for any potential next steps. Should anything further be needed from you, our team will reach out directly. Thank you again, and thank you for your interest at blah, blah, blah College of Medicine. So, anyway, so I'm like in a pending mode. And so I've just, I've kind of set my status like the three Hebrew boys. Remember what they said? They said, even if the Lord doesn't deliver us from the fire, he's still God. So even if I don't get accepted into medical school, I know that God is still in control, that I am in his perfect will, and that he has a plan for me for this last 3 years that I've been going through this process. So, some other things I wanted to reflect on was I had looked back at what came up on my um, Facebook memories was reflection of me completing my 30s and going into 40 years old, which was, almost 30 years ago, since I'm 56 now. Um, and I had talked about writing 2 songs and working on an album. Well, I have done no work on those songs since that time. I do have the notebook that I was working on them, and I laughed when I saw one of the songs because the title of it is "You Will or You Won't," and it's talking about having a strong will, which in the last 20 years, God has been working with me on that aspect. So I think I have some depth of wisdom to put into that song now. I don't remember the other one. I also have I have several drawings that I had done in this notebook. I had wanted to commission Gail Brown to complete make a painting for me for each of these drawings because I can't draw a straight line with a ruler, but I appreciate those that can. Um, when you have those ideas, sometimes you have to be urgent about doing that because, she's since passed away. And so I'll have to find another avenue for that. I've got an idea, but I have to broach that person with it. So those are my reflections for turning 56. Looking forward to reading my new Psalm, Psalm 57. Looking forward to turning 57 and reviewing these reflections next year. Anyway, we'll see you around. Love you. Thank you to everyone that sent me a message, text, sang me a song, gave me a hug. I really do appreciate it. And I'm looking forward, I said, to a great year. Love y'all. Bye.